Welcome to AviatorDB News Briefing. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026. Here are today's top stories. Aviation community rallies behind Educator Lito Sousa in CJD battle. FedEx pilot pushes back as ATC demands faster taxi speed. Pilot error. Fog doomed Stevie Vaughan's 1990 helicopter flight. Cirrus pilot survives in-flight fire after CAPS deployment. Now for the details. The global aviation community is rallying behind Lito Sousa, a prominent Brazilian pilot and aviation content creator, after his diagnosis with Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, CJD. Known for his channel Avios e Músicas, Sousa is widely regarded as a leading voice in accessible aviation education, and his health crisis has prompted an outpouring of support from pilots and enthusiasts worldwide. On August 21, 2026, Sousa's wife, Mila Seidel, announced his diagnosis with CJD, a rare and rapidly progressive neurodegenerative prion disease for which no approved cure exists. The condition has caused severe neurological decline and loss of movement. In a video message recorded in English around August 23, Sousa made an urgent appeal to the international medical community, including Harvard University, the Broad Institute, Mayo Clinic, and Ionis Pharmaceuticals, requesting consideration for investigational therapies. He is specifically seeking access to the Ion 717 antisense therapy, the PRISM study, and a small interfering RNA, siRNA therapy under research at Harvard, the Broad Institute, and the University of Massachusetts. His family has contacted the responsible research teams to request exceptions to enrollment criteria, as the Ion 717 and PRISM studies are not currently recruiting new participants. The campaign has been amplified by aviation channels, including Taking Off, which has urged viewers and institutions to advocate for Sousa's inclusion in cutting-edge clinical trials. Medical authorities, including the CDC and Brazil's Ministério da Saúde, note that standard care for CJD remains primarily supportive and palliative. The mobilization underscores the profound impact Sousa has had on the global aviation creator community and frames his situation as an urgent race against the disease's rapid progression. A confrontation between a FedEx flight crew and air traffic controllers has underscored the enduring tension between ground flow efficiency and pilot safety discretion. In a recorded exchange analyzed by aviation commentator Captain Steve, a controller urged a FedEx crew to increase taxi speed to maintain departure sequencing, prompting a sharp rebuttal from the cockpit. According to the audio, the FedEx pilot stated the aircraft was already taxiing at 20 knots and declined to go faster. "We're not going to be dictated on a taxi speed," the pilot said. The standoff escalated as two FedEx aircraft reportedly ended up in close proximity on the ground, though no collision or damage was reported. Industry experts note that while controllers manage traffic flow, final authority for safe aircraft operation rests with the captain. Guidance from organizations such as the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association recommends conservative taxi speeds, roughly a brisk walk, to ensure positive control and adequate stopping distance. The incident also echoes broader concerns about controller assumptions during ground operations. The National Transportation Safety Board cited incorrect controller assumptions as a contributing factor in a February 2023 runway incursion involving FedEx and Southwest Airlines at Austin Bergstrom International Airport, a case that reinforced the critical importance of situational awareness during ground movements. On the night of August 27, 1990, a Bell 206 billion Jet Ranger helicopter carrying blues guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan and four others struck a fog-shrouded hillside near East Troy, Wiz, killing everyone on board. The aircraft, registration N16933, departed from a temporary landing zone near the Alpine Valley Music Theater shortly after midnight. According to National Transportation Safety Board findings, the helicopter struck a man-made ski hill approximately 0.6 miles from the venue just seconds after takeoff. Investigators classified the accident as controlled flight into terrain, (CIT), a scenario in which a mechanically sound aircraft is flown into the ground due to pilot disorientation or loss of situational awareness. The NTSB, determined the probable cause was improper flight planning and the pilot's failure to attain adequate altitude before crossing rising terrain at night. Contributing factors included thick fog, haze, and a near-total absence of visual cues, leaving the pilot with little ability to judge terrain clearance. Analysis of the flight path indicates the aircraft remained at an estimated 50 feet above ground and turned southeasterly toward rising terrain, while other helicopters in the departure sequence climbed to safer altitudes. Pilot Jeffrey Brown was not instrument rated, yet continued into deteriorating instrument meteorological conditions, IMC, a decision the NTSB identified as central to the accident chain. Following the crash, civil litigation brought by Vaughan's estate sought broader accountability from operator Inflight helicopters and aircraft manufacturers, though the NTSB's primary finding remained focused on pilot error and pre-flight planning deficiencies. A Cirrus SR series aircraft descended safely under its ballistic recovery parachute after the pilot declared an emergency during an in-flight fire and smoke event. According to analysis by Aviation channel Blanco Lirio, the pilot attempted to mitigate the emergency by disconnecting electrical power and ventilating the cabin before activating the Cirrus Airframe Parachute System, CAPS. Cirrus Aircraft's Pilot Operating Handbook specifies that CAPS should be deployed whenever a safe landing is doubtful, including scenarios involving loss of control or severe in-flight fire. In this incident, the pilot followed critical safety protocols by cracking the cabin door to clear smoke and unlatching the door before touchdown to enable rapid evacuation, a procedure emphasized in Cirrus safety training materials. CAPS has been credited with saving hundreds of lives since its introduction, but safety analysts and NTSB records consistently stress the importance of minimum deployment altitude. Deployments initiated too low can result in insufficient parachute inflation and post-impact hazards. Successful high-altitude deployments, including a March 2023 incident in Brazil involving 6 occupants, underscore the system's efficacy when used within its design envelope. Investigators in fire-related incidents typically examine whether the ignition source was electrical or engine-related to determine whether broader airworthiness directives are warranted. That's all we have for today. You can get the latest aviation news at AviatorDB.com.